Okay, great. Pam, does anyone want to do an introduction of any kind?
I will say Tonansin is our master of ceremonies for today.
Okay, for our final project, we went through the Harrington notes and we used all of the villages and the place names that are on our ancestral lands. And we went to the places that we were around, and we named the places that they are today and the place names that our ancestors, we call them as well, our original names. So I will just go ahead and play it. I don't seem to be able to find it on my other thing, but I do have it on my iMovie, so give me 1 second. Can you see my screen yet? Not.
Yep.
Yes, you can?
Yes.
Okay, great. Let me go ahead and play it. Hopefully it'll start. There we go.
Memo mecha totong vetam pomo ochon.
Memo mecha tong vetam pomo ochon.
Memo meha totong vetam pomo ochon.
Meyacha oongavet. Mete me twanach redondo beach. Ekwame wo totong vetam.
Meyacha komikranga. Mete me twanach Santa Monica Mountains. Ekwama wo totong vetam.
Meyaha, Maunga, Meteme Tuanach, Los Feliz, Corey, Griffith Park, Ekwame wo Totong Vitam. Meyaha, Yanga, Meteme Tuanach, downtown Los Angeles. Ekwame wo Totong Vitam.
Meyacha Momonga, Meteme Twanach Chatsworth, Ekwama wo Totong Vitam.
Meyaha Shishikwavenga, Meteme Twanach Lincoln Heights, Ekwame wo Tong Vitam.
Meyaha Pavunga, Meteme Twanach Cal State University Long Beach, Ekwama wo Totong Vitam.
Miyaha Chalvinga, Metetme Twanach San Pedro, Ekwame wo Totongvatam.
Meyaha Kakayanga, Meteme Twana Boyle Heights, Ekwame wo Tongvatam.
Miyaha Akuranga, Meteme Twanach San Gabriel Mission Dam, Kutaramet Korauk Ekwa, Totom Shar Orihye wo, Ekwame wo Totong Vetam.
Meyaha Pimukna, Meteme Twanach Catalina Island, Ekwame wo Totong Vitam. Memo mecha totong vetam pomo ochon, koi totong vetame anangecha ekwa.
Memo mecha totong vetam pomo ochon koi totong vetame anang ha ekwa.
Memo mecha tong vetam pomo ochon koi tong vetame anang ha ekwa.
Okay, I think that's it. I can't see anyone right now, but that's our presentation, and I'd like to welcome many of the people that contributed to it to, say something as well if they'd like to.
I just have, can you hear me? Yeah. Virginia, hi everybody, Naiha out there. I just have a short, quick comment. I really want to give all my thanks and appreciation to Pam Monroe for the 16 years that she's been working with us, and I'm just grateful from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, Pam.
Oeshko Necha, Virginia.
I'm Citlali Arbizu, and on behalf of I think everyone in the committee, the Gabrielino Tongva Language Committee, is extremely grateful to Pam for giving of her time and energy selflessly for all these years. We meet once a month and sometimes more than that, and it has made such a big impact on our community. She's inclusive of everyone, and on behalf of all of us, I would like to say thank you for all of the hard work you've done, and being so patient with us, and all of the stuff that comes along with it, and we're greatly, you have a near and dear to our hearts, and we're very honored to have you as part of our community, Pam. Thank you.
Me, Hane Hinkum, hello relatives. This was such a wonderful experience to be part of Breath of Life. This is my first time, and of course I echo everything that everybody said about our teacher and friend, Pam Monroe. It's just been a wonderful experience all around, and just to connect with our ancestors, with the language, that brings it all home, that solidifies it. The one thing when I joined the language group, I guess it's been about 3 years now, I wanted to be able to express myself when I go to pray, and when I introduce myself, and I wanted to represent my ancestors in a good way. And so we're still working really hard, learning a lot. Far from knowing everything, but I'm at least able to do that, to say my prayers, to say my introductions. And so for that, Pam, thank you so, so much. I wish Koneha.
Anything else from the rest of the group?
Well, I want to say thank you to Tonantzin for putting together the video. Tonantzin is a professional, and it was so wonderful to have her abilities to do this for us.
Tonantzin, yes, beautiful presentation. Thank you to the Tongva group for that video. Obviously, a lot of work went into it. I'm just loving all the appreciation that's going on right now too. All right. Any reflections from the rest of the assembly? Any reactions? Feel free to drop them in the chat too. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you to the Tongva group. We're glad that all of you were able to attend the virtual Breath of Life. So let's go to the next group. We have Nomlaki signed up. Do we have any of those members on the call right now, ready to go?
Yes.
All right. So when ready, feel free to start. I have a timer going, and I will just drop it into the comments how much time you have left so we can keep everyone on track. All right. I turn it over to, who's going first?
Mary.
Mary. Okay, Mary, take it away.
Okay, Buham, Nataya, Mary, can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm actually sitting in my vehicle because our internet at our house is really slow. So when my daughter was born, I wanted to sing a native lullaby, but at that time I didn't have the resources for the Nomlaki words, but I've been on the Yurok reservation at teaching since 1985. And I had we were able to work with a lot of Yurok speakers at that time. So I got to sing her a song using Yurok words. And then being here at Breath of Life, I've learned a lot more Nomlaki words. So I took a tune. It's Go Tell Aunt Rhody. It's an old song. Maybe some of you older people will know it, but when I sang it to my group yesterday, nobody had any idea about this song. So I took that tune and I put some Nomlaki words to it. And in English, the words just mean, I love you, baby girl, and all is good. Now, my voice is not the strongest or the best, but it's mine. So I will do my best to sing this song for you. Miss Beata, Miss Beata, Miss Beata, Miss Beata, Elet leba, Elet leba, Elet leba, Elet leba, Pia bem jala, Pia bem jala, Pia bem jala, Pia bem jala. Whew. That's my song.
It's beautiful.
So we have our group has been working on a lot of different things. So I will turn it over to the next person. I think it's Keith.
Sure, yeah. Can you guys hear me? Awesome.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, this is my first year at Breath of Life, and it's my first time using Zoom, so apologies for that. But yeah, so we've been working with Dakota and Anna, and yeah, trying to, I guess, figure out a good way to get the younger people to learn the language. And so what originally started as two separate projects, for me at least. I originally was going to do a cartoon, and that's incomplete, but I'll show you guys anyway, just the progress on it. So basically it's a young Native American girl who learns to cook with her grandma, and there's no language yet, but it's a start. So I'll show you guys that first. Let me see if I can figure this out. Can you guys see that? So yeah, like I said, there's no language on this, but it's the start to something. All right, so that was the cartoon. I ran out of time to work on that. But the next thing I worked on actually with Victor, who's him and I consider Yana to be the best speakers in our group. So I went up to Corning and recorded Victor counting from 1 to 10, because like I said, I think at least for us, it's getting the younger people to learn how to speak. So I'll share that with you guys.
Hi, my name is Victor Alvarez, and we're going to be going over the numbers in Nomlaki, 1 through 10. So we got kete, kete, pale, pale, panos, panos, tlawe, tlawe, chansen, chansen, sepanos, sepanos, chumes, chumes, se tlawe, chan tlawe, sema, sema. So we got kete, pale, panos, tlawe, chansen, sepanos, chumes, se tlawe, chan tlawe, sema. And those are your Nomlaki numbers 1 through 10.
So yeah, so that was the whole goal, was to create stuff for the younger people to watch. So yeah, who's going next? Victor's going next.
Well, head up, Boham. Well, I see Keith used me in the video, so I guess I don't have to go, right? I'm just playing. Okay. I don't know how to do all that fancy technology on the computer. Otherwise, I have tons of ideas, right? But so I've been trying to create books, again, trying to focus on little kids. I pretty much finished my first book. I consider it's about springtime, and I got pictures to it. I'm not the best drawer, and I haven't got color to it, so I can't show you none of that. So I'm just gonna have to read you the book, and I'm sorry that I don't get to give you a final something to show you, but maybe one day, right? Okay, so the book is called basically, It is Springtime. What do you see when you go for a walk? Okay, so you got to picture a little kid, right? Okay, so it's El Pomkalal Bea, Pe Wina Hun Dek Nahaya. Ne Winda, Tuku Patina. I see the sunrise. Ne Chil Winda. I see birds. Chai Chai, we spot. I see scrub jays, robins. Ne Chok Winda. I see green grass. El Pomkalal Bea, it is springtime. Ne Kalal Winda, I see flowers. Tedeka, Kliuka, red and white. El Pomkalal Bea, in the springtime. Nenin, Eo Nechama, Apa Eo Nuis, Ne El Hilchida. In the springtime, I see my mother and my grandmother gather walnuts, and I help. Eo Pomkalal Bea, it is springtime. Ne Winda Tuku, Holola, the sun is shining. Ne Les and Bale, we eat in the shade. Ne Memwe, I bring water. Elim Pomkalal Bea, in the springtime. Ne Winda, Ne Tum O Kapana, Chona to Chona, El Kiabem Chona. It is springtime. I see my family, my people, dance, the Toto dance. It is an old dance. El Pomkalal Bea, Tuku Nom Kenwana, Ne Hiwa, Deknale, Ne Chama, Nish Amole, Chosak, Tepa Hia Holo. So in the springtime, as I see the sun setting, and my grandmother tells me as we walk home, Chosak, tomorrow is another day. And that is the end of my book. And I have pictures to go with each one, but again, they're not very good. I'm not a very good drawer. I have to find somebody. Maybe I can use one of Keith's cartoons. But that's the end of my book. Thank you. And thank you for having me, everybody. I appreciate being on, Carly, for inviting me to this, and everybody that inspires me to do this and not to give up. There's somebody very special on here that I don't want to say names, but has inspired me a lot and gives me strength. So thank you.
You're welcome, Victor. Thank you for that acknowledgement and for your lovely story. It's really nice to hear all these languages this morning. It's very inspiring and motivating for us to keep doing our work. Who is next from this group? All right, Yana.
Good morning. So my project is this little book. I don't know if it's, so this is the way it is when it's printed out. It's just a cute little storybook. And then I can also, let me try and share. Boom, boom. Okay, suku kelm, yeah. This is the PDF version. Okay. Wimar Jim Ginny. Jim Bada. Nick Jim Bada. Wera Wamal Tunhada. Nis Jim Do. Bo. Suku Jim Bakna. Zede Chim Wilna. Chim Bada. Ni Chim Yusamena. Sedet Klul Witla Jim Maya. Suku Oka. These pictures are reversed. I haven't figured out all the graphics. Sukut Elewa Wokcha. Sukut Home Wilna How Patkelumba. Henda How Tuna Hada Nis Patkelum Pino Elewa Suku Kelm Haya. This is called Sukut Go Home. And yep, thank you. I am just inspired by everybody working on this together and having other people to work on Nomlaki with. That's a huge deal to me. So thank you guys.
Good job, Yana. Boham Neto Yet Mary. Hello, my name is Mary. One of my personal goals is to build and create some learning resources for the language class. So when we do go back live in class, we have some resources to refer to. For example, building an alphabet banner like the traditional classroom, a number banner, and some anchor charts to refer back to. And then building some tools. Let me show you one of the PowerPoints that I've been working on, but I need to go back and revise. This is something that I used when I taught first grade and kindergarten to teach the fundamentals of phonics. And the whole purpose of this is to introduce the phonemes of each letter and to pretty much establish the basic rules to provide the word and sentence structure and meaning. Let me give you an example. So here's our 5 vowel types. And this is where I need to change the pictures because I feel like these pictures aren't really going with the sign language. Because for my class, what I had was like, for the letter X, it was opening a soda can. So it was just a way for them to remember the sounds easier. So for like the little I, he makes the sound like C, E, E. Big I makes the sound I. And then we have E. Little E makes the sound ape. Then we could practice A. The A, the big E. The sound is, sorry, my picture is in the way. Egg. Then I have the big, I don't know if this 3 is considered an A. Something I have to confirm. But I have the 3 makes a sound. The small A makes the ah. And then the U, we have the little U that makes the oo sound like it's in boot. The big U that makes the oo sound like as in ook or ooh. Then we have the big O, or the little O sound that makes the long O, like over. We have the big O that makes the short O sound like off. And then it goes into the consonants, which I need to finish. I kind of got stuck on the glottal, thinking of words in English that sound similar. The C makes the ch sound, like as in chatter. So that one goes more with the motion. So that's my goal, is to go back through these and hopefully have some movements to go along with the sign language. And then also, I'm also working on some books as well, but I don't have any with me to show you because my sister, she's a lot more artistic than I am, and she's helping me with the pictures. So this is my little rough draft, Nomlaki vowels, and I just have the words on there to sing, to walk, to gather. But I wanted to add more modern words like to read, to play. I don't think we have to go shopping, but those are some words that I wanted to add as well to my verb book, and I'm also working on a noun book. So that's what I'm working on now.
Nice project, Mary. I just dropped in the comments for you that I feel like these are good materials for language learning in a classroom setting, and it's really nice to see that you're going to use what was gained here at Virtual Breath of Life for continued language learning. Nice job. All right, so is there anyone else from Nomlaki? We have about 2 to 3 more minutes for this group.
Here.
Okay, go ahead when
You
ready.
guys hear me?
Yes.
So Henda, da winum. So I'm learning some Nomlaki phrases. My name is Dave, and I'm a newcomer to the language, but I've learned a lot in these weeks that we've been together. And the best part of it has been just getting to meet the members of the group, because I didn't know. My wife is here, and my daughter's here, and my nephew is here, and that was great, but I didn't really know everybody else. I talked to Vic a little bit, so that has been a really fantastic experience. And I've learned a few words. I've had a chance to look at it seems like the key text for us is, we call it the Red Book, but it's a Nomlaki guide to conversation. And so using that to learn the orthography and the phrases and the way things are put together, and to start to study that's really given me a lot of insight into the language. And Dakota and Anna have really helped out with that. And it's been really great to have Keith and Yana, who are probably our most proficient speakers, and learning from them, and they know how to figure it out, and they know how the sentences are put together. And then Keith is really good with technology, and Mary Z is great with the classroom, like thinking like a teacher and how to present to kids. And so it's been a lot of fun, and it's great to see this diverse group of people with everybody has a different skill set coming together, and it's a really good feeling of inspiration and enthusiasm towards the language, and really just fun. And probably the best part of it for me was like towards the end of the last week or so, 2 weeks, we started, or I started meeting. We've been getting together on Sundays and Fridays on Zoom. And at first I was pretty apprehensive about it, but it was hard at first, but after a while we start talking and like trying to figure out how to say different things, how you would put things together, and then putting together all the sources and the tapes, because there's a huge wealth of material that's available to go to. It's just a little bit hard to access it. So I do see some challenges that immediately present themselves to me. There's not a consistent spelling, although I don't think that's holding anybody back too much, but it makes it hard if you're going to produce materials to not have a way to make the sounds. Although the Red Book seems to be a good place to start. That needs some work. And then it'd be good to have a place to find the resources that was all in kind of like a clearinghouse or an index of where everything is, although there are indexes in different places. And then also a way to search the Red Book because there's no index to it. But all in all, it's been a really great experience. And I want to thank everybody, all the members of the group and all of you for inviting us to this and helping us out with it. Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you, Dave, for that acknowledgement. Let's moving right along. I'd like to be respectful of everyone's time, so let's go to the Patwin group. Dylan McKay, Robert Geary, Isaac, and Leland.
Leokas. Bon, I think Dylan is going to screen share.
Okay.
This time. Oh, okay. No, for now, Nanu yet Leland Kinter, Chu Patwin Tewe Chaman. Hello, everybody. My name is Leland Kinter, and I speak Patwin. And I want to introduce our Patwin team. We have our community researchers. That's myself, Leland Kinter, and Dylan McKay. And then we also have joining us was Robert Geary and Isaac Bjorkis, my son Peyton Kinter. And I want to thank Todd Gettleman and, of course, our Mom Hichaman, who's no longer with us, Bertha Mitchell, for leaving all of these things here with us. And at the end of our presentation, Todd and I will be having some conversations. So each of us is going to present a different slide today.
So we're happy. You can see that we're here. We're missing Dylan, but we were able to join together, and we had generations that joined us with Peyton joining us, and we were able with Zoom, with technology, to be able to come, you know, from the Capay Valley, from Sacramento, from Clear Lake, and Todd, I'm going to butcher where you're at. Over on the island, so perhaps you can chime in as to the location. But it really was just a lot of fun to be able to virtually come together during these times to get back on track with language and to move things forward. It was really exciting.
All right, so this is one of the resources that we're using. So we got a couple generations there, and then also a couple different levels of learning. This is a website. We didn't put this together for Breath of Life, but it's been inspired by work from the Breath of Life for 10 years. And this is one component, and it's got our language teacher, our Momichaman's, all the work that she was gracious enough to give and put forward, and that's what we've used. So this is a search for the word eat, and it shows you how it shows up, and everyone can look at this who's got access to it. It's a great resource.
You're on mute.
Robert, you're muted.
Hakun Bosai Cheket Win Chunano Yet Robert Geary. Heights Numu Watit Anas Alembak. How are you all today? My name is Robert Geary. I work for Yochadihi's Language and History Department. One of the things that we did this week was, and that kind of stood out, was we engaged in a lot of the activities, but the parsing and glossing portion of the BOL, the virtual BOL, this year was a really big hit for us. We did our presentations, and actually we did our homework, and kind of would get together with both the teacher Leland and Todd, and kind of take a look at how to parse it out. The good thing is that there has already been an creation of a color key So here you can see we use the 4-line. The Patwin sentence is Pele Haratis Kayuro Kapaituka. So as you can see, the purple is the pronoun, the green represents the root word, and the orange represents the word ending. So the first, the Pele, as you can see underneath, the line that's underneath that is the first person plural. You can see the root word for to go in its future tense, same thing with walk. And kapai is the root word. Tuka is the ending, letting you know that it's going, it's going towards. So these are things that we worked on, and we really enjoyed doing this. It sparked us, and we were really happy to be a part of the virtual Breath of Life this year. Oh,
thank you.
Leok Banal, Kaibella, the Chiabella, Naniet, Dylan McKay, Chiocha D. Cell, Wintu Nation. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dylan McKay from Yocha D. Wintu Nation. And with this last slide, we're really gonna try to do some more videos with the Zoom, because it seems pretty useful and helpful in different type of learning styles. And it will help the beginners with the advanced, and then they'll come together and make a good video with all the resources that we have that you have guys seen before. Oh, Chupas.
Leokas, da kakumbosay mi, paasa ni?
Oh, chu Leokas Pasni cha Ila Yellows, chu Kidis, Hawaii Kalan Hennis.
Peworo mi kidisay, mi hartis yoas tuka, da kayo.
LS Chukais, Chuchemes, Yurachamen, Henos, Paki Naman Kewe Pasani.
Leokas. Kakumbosay moto menwin, da moto tay, da moto pokita matepi.
Oh, Leokas, Picturo, school, Chupas, virtual.
Konti computer depi, da patent yayos yel semana, da chukais LS hartis skutla, pur anama choya patuka.
P. Haratis, Woodland Christian School?
LS, kewe skutla.
Oh.
LKW skutla.
Hey, Sutter Creek.
Sun. Skutla independent study.
Leokas. Naman pokita movicho and both are independent study deputy.
Oh, Leokas. Hakung dosay moto pokita ma.
Leokas. Yeah, si Picha Lilis Boston kaya kakuatla.
Mi P Hinomasa Mita.
LS.
Leokan bo momichamen na herrochamen chuchilalis misun chuchilalis anawin sun Breath of Life.
Leokas Pampasamta Panotla Weretla mi da Anthony Weresasun da Liam.
Oh, Leokas, the chukais Willie Bo.
Oh.
Leokas. So folks, we just wanted to demonstrate a little bit how far we've come. We really want to thank the Breath of Life and Eichels for years ago when we attended. I don't think we thought we'd get this far, and I really am so grateful that this program exists and that it helps to inspire us and give us energy each time, because I think I heard someone mention that it's long and tough to restore and learn a language, and it really is. And I am so grateful for programs like this that inspire us and help us find tools to be able to do that. And everybody's language sounds wonderful, and I hope everybody stays with it. And if you get anything from us, we're grateful for that too, that we could help. So Wilebo, bless you all, and thank you very much for the opportunity today.
Oh.
I can't.
Thank you so much. Lovely.
Lovely presentation. Go Patwin team. And thank you for that acknowledgement. I'm glad that you were all able to join us this year over Zoom.
They're on a keychain.
Okay, I think we're ready to move along to the next. So we have Luiseno next. So that is Elizabeth and Elizabeth.
Miriam Natung, Elizabeth Fasthorse, Non Piamkuish, No Piwin Washkayam. Hello everyone, my name is Elizabeth Fasthorse. I'm from the Rincon Band of Luiseno Indians. We're located in North San Diego County at the foothills of Palomar Mountain. I grew up on the res and I came to LA in, I don't know, 1970 something or other to live with my mother after my grandma died. And my grandma spoke our language fluently, but she never spoke to me. She spoke around me. And so when I've always wanted to know my language, and I've only participated in Breath of Life. This is probably my first time. And since from the time I was a youth till now, as I said, I know some of my language, but not fluently. But one thing I have that's really been a pleasure for me, being in this group of wonderful speakers of your language, is it's given me strength and confidence. And I really like that, because it's one of the things that I really loved is Kayla and Crystal's lectures, especially because they made it simple and easy for me to really get a better grasp of the language, of my language. So that inspired me to write a poem. And I'm going to use this poem. In the fall, I'll be going into my 4th year of my PhD program at UCLA. And my work is concentrated on language revitalization with education, and how important to have a language program or a curriculum in schools in California, and more specifically where I'm from. Pachanga does have a language immersion school, but my work is going to be from Rincon. We have a charter school, but we don't have a language program in the school. We have it on the res, but I think those two should be married. Anyway, so I, with the help of my language partner, Yoram, who's been very, very helpful to me, by him sending me like, I only had a portion of Eric Elliott's dictionary, and then he sent me Malako, and then I thought I had Yamike and a soft copy, which is the stories of our people. So as I said, Crystal and Kayla's lectures were really helpful to me in creating sentences. So this poem's not very long, but it says a lot, even though there's few words. So I'll start. I don't have a name for it. I just started writing. I'll say it in my language first, and then I'll say it in English. So, Moila Warik, Pe Munlash Tovolvash, Pe Pakvivakwakal. I know I'm saying that wrong, but Noshon Lov Tamet Polov, Tishmo Yawaiwish, Choon Atahum, Kalkwan, Pe Pamumlo. So what I said is, the moon is bright. The path is long and windy. My heart is happy with goodness. The sun is good. The butterfly is beautiful. All of the people are living and strong. So when I was writing this poem, I was thinking of of my birth. You know, I was born at 2:11 in the morning, so the moon was bright, right? And then my journey, my educational journey, my life has been long and windy. But my heart is happy and my heart is good. And the sun is good because that's what gives us life, right? Butterflies are beautiful. And all of the people are living and strong. And that means that, for me, it means we're strong and we're living because our language is living and our culture is living. So, and that's dedicated to all of you for doing what you do and being strong and continue to live, you know, because our culture and our language are living things because we breathe it, we see it, we smell it with our food, and we look at it as something beautiful and something strong that always will give us strength. So that's my poem. Thank you. And I really appreciate this group very, very much.
Oh.
Yoram, do you have anything to say?
All right.
Thank you.
No, nothing.
That was
so
very
beautiful. Breath of Life is an emotional experience for anyone who's come to Breath of Life before. It's not a Breath of Life unless we end up in tears over something. Such a nice, heartfelt poem, Elizabeth. I just wanted to acknowledge you for that. And
thank you. I'd also like to acknowledge Dr. Monroe. Dr. Monroe's been my professor at UCLA, and she's also helped me along the way. She still encourages me, and I really appreciate her very, very much. And anybody, I've been to the Tongva class, and all the Tongva people that are on this site, you're all, I love you guys. You guys are so cool. And now that I met all of you, I really appreciate every one of you. Every one of you. You don't even understand how much. I don't even know you, but I appreciate you very much. Thank you very much. You've given me strength.
It's wonderful to see you doing this, Liz. It's just marvelous.
I can't believe it. It's been I can't believe I put those sentences together. I think I did pretty good. Thank you.
thank you, Liz. All right, we see some more lovely words coming through the chat. Make sure you take a look at those. Everyone's just loving your poem and all the nice words. So let's go to the next group. I think Numu is next. Well, it's Heidi and Nick.
I just want to say bisha wamwa na Nick minania na koyo itekara. Ipiat semua itu kena peparkot siapa nania na wahama not you wahamat siboy kate. Good morning, my name's Nick. I'm 23 and I'm from the Pyramid Lake Indian Reservation, Pyramid Lake Paiute. So I just wanted to start everything off and just say, you know, thank you for allowing us to come to this conference. And, you know, it's allowed a lot of us to actually see a lot of details that we haven't been able to see. For example, in the archives, my great-grandfather's recordings and stuff are there that we don't have access to in our area. And so part of what I've been working on is just going through the wax cylinders to hear the songs that, you know, were a part of my family or, you know, our area that they utilized, and organizing them and trying to make them available for the people in our community. So with that, you know, I'll share two songs, and I'll explain them afterwards. but these are one of the songs come from the archives, and one of the songs is with words that are in our language that describe something that is kind of important when it comes to thinking about the language. So the first one goes, Ana borobo manama borobo manama ayo haina ayo haina ana borobo manama ayo haina ana borobo manama ayo haina. And that song is a doctoring song from my great grandfather, and they would utilize that to bring healing to someone. And the way that they would do that is during a specific type of ceremony. But from those archives, you know, our family had lost that song, and to hear that song again, it really feels good. It makes your heart feel good knowing that it's not lost anymore. And then the other one, it goes like this. Para kwetse anon manata shema kwahayo hai sakanata ka biwata tsahani ay 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 ra ya 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 ra and what it's describing in this song is, you know, every single person can be walking around right now, but if they're in a dark place, there's always going to be this little light inside them that's going to flash. And it's that person's responsibility to make that brighter. And when we think about the language, you know, all of us on some level have that connection. All of us have that ability to learn it. And we all have this light, and it just takes us working with it for us to become that brightness, for us to have that strength. And so the person that made that song, you know, they always describe it as a way to remind themselves that when it comes to our language, our cultures, it's important to hold on to, because someone might need that light someday, and you have to be that light for other people sometimes. So that's what I've currently been working on, but I'm going to turn it over to Tim, our linguist, so that he can explain a little bit what he's been working on.
Well, thanks, Nick. Yeah, I don't know how to follow that exactly, but one of the things that we were doing through Breath of Life was looking at more of the archive materials in the Bancroft Library and at the California Language Archive, and we found some labeled. Let's see if I can do this. I'm not very good at, kind of slow. So we found some materials that were typed, but they were labeled as Marsden materials, which in Marsden was a doctor who worked in Burns in Eastern Oregon, not at Pyramid Lake, but these were definitely from Gilbert Natchez, who was from Pyramid Lake, or Lovelock actually, and there are various features of his typewritten things that kind of give it away. He uses capital letters in his transcription for voiceless vowels, and then there are these penciled annotations everywhere that we think may have come from Kroeber. in his day. And anyway, this document that we came across, I don't know, Nick, had we seen it before? I think I just sort of once upon a time.
Currently, no. We hadn't seen that up to that point.
Well, it's an interesting document because it has it has a lot of vocabulary, a lot of animal and bird names, as you can see, but also some sort of everyday phrases that you might use, like what do you like best, what do you want, they've got a nice house, you know, why don't we build a house, those kinds of things. And then as along with those, there are also ways of naming more modern items and so forth. And what really gave it away that it was Pyramid Lake was that there are names on like 3 or 4 pages. So they're actual English names and their Paiute name with that. And so Nick and Heidi confirmed that a lot of these names are Pyramid Lake family names, and so that seemed like a really nice discovery. And what we've been doing is we've been entering them into an Excel spreadsheet in a format that conforms with ILDA, the Indigenous Language Digital Archive software that Miami University has been developing. And so that's kind of where we're at in that process. And then, as you heard, Nick has been exploring these wonderful wax cylinder recordings from the early 1900s for songs, and there are actually a few stories in there as well. I know Heidi may be occupied at the moment. She's been taking care of a family member at home.
I'm here right now.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah. Hauma Heidi Barlis me nanya. I'm Pyramid Lake Paiute or Kuyo Dakota in Kita Dakota, Fort Bidwell Paiute from California. My mom was from there. And I am very fortunate to have worked with Tim and Nick with our language and being able to learn as much as we can.
Okay, great. Thanks, Heidi. It looks like she went mute. So the team has about used up all of their time anyway. So I think that's a good place to stop. Thank you, Heidi and Nick and Tim. One of the benefits of doing this over Zoom is we were able to work with people that we may not have been able to work with in an in-person Breath of Life, and that includes Tim. So thank you for joining us, and it was really nice to meet you this round. So let's go to the next group. We have Mutsun.
Looks
Karina,
like
Genevieve, is your group ready?
Yeah, we're ready. Let me get my screen sharing going. Okay, so for the Mutsun group, they decided they wanted to do a couple of different pairs. So each person got to choose which pair they wanted to work on during the week. And so that's kind of what we did. So here we go. If I can do this right. Alrighty, so this is Genevieve.
You're on mute.
Oh, okay. Hold on, let me go back. It might be on your end because I'm unmuted on mine.
Try playing it again.
Try it again, okay.
Yeah. Did you click share computer audio when you click share screen?
Maybe I did it. Okay, let me go back. I've never had to share audio, so sorry. Back to the main screen.
Go, yeah, stop
here
sharing.
We go. I see. Oh, share computer sound. Okay, I got it.
Yes.
I think.
Maybe that will help.
Okay, thanks. Oh, I don't know if it let me do it. Oh, okay.
Otemidi Mishmin Peshan Nisa Amantak. Otemidi Mishmin Peshan Hidumintak Taudani. Shurui Sunikma Yete Haisa Maketit. Haisa Yutari Make Aman Mak Tititsi. Shurui Huis Amakma Kale Yutara. Make Haichin Pirisi Yud Min Humiti Amani. Shuruirui Isukma Yutumis Aman.
Okay, and let me try sharing the other one. Okay, so this next one is Patricia Herbert. She wasn't able to make it today, but she pre-recorded hers. Okay, looking, hold on. Here we go.
Otemeti mishmin pesyon nisha amantak. Otemeti mishmin pesyon hirumintak tawani. Shururui sinikma yete haisa maketit. Haisa yutari make amanmak titise. Shururui huyis amakma kale yutara. Makme huchain pirese yu men humiti amane. Shururui isukma tumes aman. Oh.
Okay, and then we have one more, which is Deborah Murillo. She actually worked with our group as well. We weren't able to upload hers, so I'm just gonna say it from my phone. Here we go. Okay. Let me try this again. Here we go.
Karakatepi, shururuyut, ritot sitkawas, paskinka mes, haiwinka bese, make lechete, ni, chaichi, barani, kuk, chaichi tapu, kuk, chaichi gale, kuk, chaichi soton, kuk, make hementak, mehemekas, mehekames, mehemekas, atasimakasi.
So yeah, so the group did really well. Most of the time right off the bat, we talked about what they would like to work on. And so we would do our homework and then we right away got started on their projects. And so and every week we kind of built up, started with a couple of sentences and every week added to it and helped with pronunciation and any other questions that they had. Pat Herbert actually started translating Amazing Grace as well, because her and her family, they like to sing a lot. So we worked on that as well during the week, but it was mostly, I'm trying to give them the tools that they need to work independently at home and just so they don't, they feel a little bit confident with their pronunciation, and they did extremely well. I was super impressed. So we're going to continue to meet every once a week, and yeah. So we had a great time. The group felt more comfortable just recording it and asked me to present for them today. So shururuyut tumoy takwas. Thank you.
Thank you, Karina. I just wanted to acknowledge the group, Genevieve, Patricia, Deb, and yourself. How much Mutsun is being spoken this morning, and it's really heartwarming to hear all of that. And obviously everyone put so much work into it. So I just wanted to let you guys know that I appreciate that you were all able to join us in spite of the technical glitches, and I'm just really proud of your group and how far everybody has come so far.
Carly, I'd like to just say something really quickly, is that, well, of course, Kanakatepi, Shururi,
Okay, thank you to the Mutsun group. So we'll go next to Rumsen, and they sent me a video. So I'm going to play it now. Oops, that's not it.
Carly, I could introduce the video.
Okay, please, thank you.
So Mishik Charwa Ilme Makam Inkatom Makam Karakt Lewis Kaitmai Kakonta Kuya Achistai Pire in Karukat Chia Misik Halkid Imentakamu Ishvents. Hello everyone, my name is Luis Trevino and I'm Rumsen. We're the Rumsen language group. We come from the Monterey area, and I was just sharing that I live here in Halkeen in the East Bay here with my partner Vince Medina, whose group is coming up next. So, but we prepared a morning immersion exercise. So it's 50 sentences. It's really, I think, 54 sentences as a script, a prepared script that we can go to each morning and spend the first part of the day just in language. And we have plans to expand on this to also create an afternoon immersion exercise and an evening time one too. So we pre-recorded this. So Carly, if you could play the video.
I'm sorry, I just had it and then I just lost it. I might have to download it again. Maybe while I'm doing that, is there anyone else from the group that might have a reflection or something something you'd like to say on behalf of the group?
Sure.
Okay.
Karak Ho. Ikantom Makam. How is everyone? I just had a couple of thank you. Shururu, some thank yous. I wanted to thank the Breath of Life community, the group, Karina, Carly, Vince, Leanne, everyone, plus our language cousins that are here today, presented before us and after us. It's just so inspiring. I also wanted to thank each participant in our group. That's Lydia, Gloria, Diane, and for what they've shared with their life experience and language learning with me. It's just, I'm here away in Albuquerque now, so far away from our communities, and it's made me feel like I've been home. And Major Shuru for Louis, who has been our teacher and mentor, not just with our weekly meetings that he's been doing, he does an ongoing language learning online Facebook lesson for us, and I'm hoping that he's going to, we will continue together. But thank you and hello everyone.
All right, and with that, we'll share this video from the Rumsen group.
Why Markham, Inkatom Markham, Karak Lewis.
Mishi Charui, Inkatom Makam, Karat Ulian.
Mrs. Charwai, Inkatom Makam, Karak Lydia.
She's muted.
Mishik Charwai, Inkatom Makam, Karak Hope.
Mishik Charoe, Inkatomakam, Karak Dayan.
Inea Makrichi Ammayom. Mishik Charwai Makia Yario.
Shururu, Megas Awian, Awianin.
Ka Awianin.
Inkat Eten.
Ehe, mishish kaeten.
Ketchesh kaeten.
Leia kawaten tak ishku. Kasar.
Kameshum nekar. Ishkum mekash shumi imhala mishishtuk.
Leia kawatin chichas. Nea kahiti kasit.
Kahiti kasit.
Ara kahiti kasit.
Nea kahiti kahian.
Kahiti kahin. Ara kahiti piki kahin.
Pachu kawatin ereshin.
Ka eres kahiti kaaman.
Ka ereshishin.
Achu kasorko. Kasorkon. Pachu kawatin kuchin.
Capuchin.
Ara ka puchimpiki. Pachu kawatin ocho koteps.
Ka ocho kakoteps.
Ka ocho pin ka koteps.
Pachu ka maship. Pachu ka ocho ka tupin.
Ka mashupin. Ka ocho pin ka tupin. Nea ka chichaspin.
Leia makawatin ikum.
Nea tawar ikums.
Ka irisin ukesh taxi. Shin shoma kuka hirshin taxi.
Pachu ka hiksi taxi. Mut me ikani.
Ka itkanin.
Kue ku ka ikanin.
Mut me irisin amhai enen.
Kukai amar enen. Kawaten ikum enen. Para kawas ikum piki mak enen.
Ichemak amhai.
Pachumak amhai enen. Katopoy amhain.
Mut me wanenin.
Ka waninin.
Inka wamur neya shatuks.
Tok shatuk. Nea machichaskin.
Ja, mishich. Ille makan.
Sure.
Right, so that was our morning immersion exercise.
Great.
Good job, Rumsen team.
Great job.
Great job.
Would Lydia or Gloria or Diane like to say anything?
Yeah, you have about 1.5 minutes or so. If there's any other words from the Rumsen team.
Oh, Lydia, you might have to unmute yourself.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Mishish Chadwai. Inkatam Makam. I just want to thank from the bottom of my heart for everything. This whole team working with you. It's been almost 20 years since I last came to Breath of Life. And Louis, I just have to say thank you again so much for your time, your patience, and you're just awesome. There's just no words that I could say. And everybody, this whole team, Gloria, Diane, Hope, and there was somebody else. Wasn't there someone else on our team? I don't remember, maybe. But I just want to thank everybody. And Breath of Life, this Zoom has been a real experience. And thank you for that too, because I'm learning. Thank you.
Right.
Lydia was one of the early people in Breath of Life many years ago.
Yes, and in our group, so Lydia and Gloria Castro, they both were involved with early Breath of Life, so they're both hearers of our language. They knew speakers of our language when they were young, and so they are these bridges for our community to those speakers, and they can let us know that we sound right, that we're making those hard sounds the right way, and so they're the heroes here, and I'm just grateful to be a part of this work.
Thank you. Thank you, Rumsen team. All right, so let's move to the next group. We have Chochenyo, and it looks like we have an order of speakers, starting with,
I'm gonna start,
I
Harley.
lost it, sorry. Okay, go ahead, take it away.
All right. I'd like to start off by saying Horshe Tuhi Ma'akam, good day to you all. Kanak Rakat Vincent Medina, Aya Kanak Muekma Taresh. My name is Vincent Medina, and I'm a member of the Muekma Ohlone tribe and chairman of the Muekma Language Committee. And I'm proud to be able to share this story that our team has worked on together to be able to translate our simplified version of our creation, to be able to share with our younger generation so that they can grow up empowered with our creation story passed on to them. And I want to acknowledge who is a part of this work and who all made this story possible. I'd like to start by acknowledging our elders, Anchi Mo, who is Ramona Robbins, who comes from Dolores and Victoria Marine lineage. And I'd also like to acknowledge as well that our Suya Bernadette Ann Quiros, who comes from Ramona Marine's lineage. We have Suya Cynthia Bates Ariano, who comes from the Ariano lineage, Suya Julie Dominguez, who comes from Ramona Robbins lineage, Ramona Marine's lineage, Suya Delilah, who comes from the Ariano lineage, and then Suya Deja, who comes from the Guzman lineage. Myself, I come from Victoria Marine's lineage, so remembering how we're all connected is a big part of this story, to remember that we're all family, that we all come from those powerful people. With that, I'd like to begin to start this and after each version, after each verse of this, I'm going to be translating after each 4 lines so that you all know what's being said. So I'd like to introduce our Suya Cynthia as the first person on right now.
Ishe makwara pishwe, mele, he ek chocho, mele kanamishrashe kish nunoi ishe makwara pishwe, ek chocho mish nunoi mene.
So Ishe Makwara Piswi is how our world was born. So the translation of what Suya Cynthia just said is grandmother. Yes, my grandchild. Grandmother, please tell me how our world was born. Okay, my grandchild, I will tell you the story. Next we have Suya Ann, who's up.
Uyakish si machate hemen makwarat hemen marishte rote makwarat orinimu ishmit tuska ipish mayan makwatresh isha mayan hime I mayit ata.
Jorge. So what Suya Ann just said is long ago, water covered all of our earth. Everything was flooded in our worlds, but the peaks of holy Tushtak, Mount Diablo. Only Coyote, our captain, was alive. Coyote was all alone then. Next we have Anchi Moni, who's next.
Imen truhi mayan iti. Imen werak sitka. Entro werak chacha sitka Eman. Siwashita mak warap. Porikne nepe warak hash epe. Rupewa. Mayan mak ritrish at rupaiwa. Hash epe horshe achokma. Hemen si horekne uyakish at kahinekne makware.
Horshe, beautiful words. And what Anshimo just shared was one day Coyote saw a single feather on the water. When the feather touched the water, all the water that flooded our worlds went away. This feather transformed into eagle. Coyote, our captain, and eagle became best friends. All the water left before, and our earth was dried. Next, we have Suya Julie Dominguez, who will be reading the next segment.
Ata mayan hashe horshe himen makwarep. Kanu mayan ipapa kaye wiwe at hiwish at kaye ekte hiramtak. Mayan itape kanu at kanu utas pui makwarep. Uyakish mowek mahini. A chocho waka iriti chiwaste nunu at himen tru hikana mish kisin mene pinoi nonoi.
What Suya Julie just said is, then Coyote made good on all of our land. Kaknu, peregrine falcon, whose grandfather is Coyote, defeated Wiwe, the body of stone, and Hiwish, the lord of the salts, who lived in the underworld. Coyote taught Kaknu, and Kaknu took care of our world before the people arrived. But grandchild, this is a much longer story, and one day I will tell you those parts. Next, we have Suya Vanessa.
Ata makwarep hashipe at horshe eme mayan at mayan I chocho kaknu hintro horshe makwarep ata mayan I hitupitku iswi muekma mayan I itme himen tu truhi at ki a kanak ishtui ek shinini makma. A numaste mayan, ukshere muekma, wakahenwe muekma hini.
So what Suya Vanessa just shared is, then our world became transformed and good because of Coyote and his grandson Kaknu. When the world was all good, then Coyote wanted to birth us people. Coyote arose one day and said, "Oh, I am dreaming of my children." Oh, but really, Coyote was creating people. He was thinking how the people would come out. Next, we have Suya Delilah.
Ata iyi iriti muekma. Muekma iyi nonwente at iwi magnono. Rote hishmet trushtak mayan ishtu at makmuekma. Wakinimo makin isha at wakinimo mayan makwetresh.
So what Suya Delilah just shared was, so then came many, many people. They came talking, shouting our language. On holy Mount Diablo Tushtak, Coyote he dreamed and he created us. For this reason we were born, and for this reason Coyote is our captain. Next we have Suya Deja, who will read the last verse of the story.
Kish horshe ekinan mele tam kishki ishe makware piswi he ek chocho. Choroi makin rote makware mani mak moekma piswi at mani mak isha hemen tuhi. Wakanuma mele holshe makware at horshe mayan. Kanamish hitupi mele he ek chocho. Holshe makware at horshe mayan. Kana mishk hitupe aya ek chocho.
Horshe. So what Suya Deja just shared is thank you, grandmother, for telling me how our world began. And then the grandmother responds, yes, my grandchild. Remember, we are always in our homeland, where we have always been born and where we will always be. This is true, grandmother. Our homeland is beautiful and Coyote is good. I love you, grandmother. And then grandma responds, yes, our homeland is beautiful and Coyote is good. I love you too, grandson. This is the story here, and I'd like to acknowledge everybody who made the story a success. I also want to acknowledge as well our Suya Karina Ariano, who just joined as well, who was part of making the story of crafting it as well. So thank you, Suya Karina, for joining. Everybody who worked on the story, this is a communal effort, and we're just so proud to be able to share this with our younger generations. And our elders, the oldest generation of our family, could still remember this story. And it's great to be able to have it strengthened so that we could pass it on. One final thing I'd like to add is that family recorded this notes and the story in the Old Harrington notes. One of our aunties, Susanna Nichols, who was born in Old Niles, she was somebody who recorded much of this story. And we want to acknowledge Susanna Nichols, who's the sister of Avelina Cornatis Marine, our great-great-great-grandmother. So thank you all, and thank you for listening, and thank you to our team for working on this.
Thank you to the Chochenyo team. So we have one more presentation by the Miwok group, and that is Sally Peterson and Jess Kirchner.
Hi. Amani Awani Hinoni Kalaktak. My name is Sally Peterson. I'm a tribal member at Middletown Rancheria up in Lake County. We are unique in our demographics. We're Lake Miwok, our language, but we're surrounded by Pomo. So it's quite encumbersome sometimes to do our research because of our demographics. A lot of times we find our materials hidden. So, but it's been a lot of fun. And I started this journey with Breath of Life in 2017, and it was following the death of my grandmother. And unfortunately, that's really what got me inspired to work on it, because I realized that we had lost our language. She was our last fluid speaker. That's the only language she knew when she was born. And when she was integrated into the white school, she was ridiculed because they called her a retard because she didn't know the English language. She only knew her language. So she always embedded in me and always, tried to get me to learn the language. And unfortunately, it didn't kick in until after her death. But I am dedicated now and motivated, and was inspired in 2017 when I attended the Breath of Life National Institute in Washington, D.C., and actually got to look at the National Archives and listen to the audio recordings of our people. And then the following year was fortunate enough to also participate with the Breath of Life at Berkeley, which was really awesome because we were able to view the notes from Catherine Callahan, who unfortunately we lost this past year. And Catherine became a very close friend to my grandmother. They would call each other every Wednesday, and they would speak to each other in the language. And they did that for many, many years. So just recently, before the COVID-19 hit, our language team was able to go back to Berkeley, and actually we saw the field notes or the notebooks from Catherine Callahan, and that was always a mystery because she lived in Ohio, and apparently the field notes or notebooks were with her in Ohio, and the Bancroft Library was able to get those, and they're now in the Bancroft Library, so we have access to those now. And when we did make the trip, the field trip, our language team, we split up and we reviewed those. And there's so much material now, we're trying to decipher it all, but what's really cool is her field notebooks. She was so meticulous in her notes that we were actually able to correspond her handwritten notes and handwritten songs to the audio files now. So that was a huge surprise, and we just love that because we were able to find things that we're working on now. Our language team has been inspired. Actually, we have a young person now who is really taking the lead. She's very equipped with technology, so she has actually gotten on Canvas, and our team has been utilizing Canvas as well. And we're gonna, Jess and I are going to show you in a minute the story that we've been working on to translate. But I just wanted to mention that Canvas is a really good tool because we are able to use it with our language team to introduce learning materials for our tribe. And we actually launched a month-long language camp virtually. And that's why I was a little bit late today because we had our first session this morning. So that's been very, very exciting, launching that program. So there's a lot of interest. We had 35 members that signed up for our camp. So we're very, very happy about that. So Jess, are you going to share the screen and just show everybody what we were working on? We found a story called the Coyote Miwok, and so we thought it would be cool to match that up with the audio. And so we were able to do that with Catherine Callahan's notebooks. So, and the reason that we picked this story was because it was kind of short, because we were, lacked on time. A lot of my time has been spent trying to get our language camp off the ground for our membership. So, but we started doing this, and we found that she was so meticulous that, and it was cool to match up the audio with the story. And so we just started doing that. And we also found our creation story and was able to match that up with the audio, and that's quite long. So that's another project that actually our language team is going to take on. So so that was fun too. So I just wanted to thank Eichels and Breath of Life has been such a huge resource for our tribe to get our membership motivated and working on the language. We're all learners. We don't have any fluent speakers, so we're basically starting from scratch. But I think we're really on a good path. We've got the momentum now, so I'm very excited. So I'm going to turn it over to Jess too. I want her to talk a little bit because she's been such a great help to our language team. She participates with us on her off time She's even driven up to Lake County and spent some time with our language team. And we were introduced to Jess through the Breath of Life in 2018, and she's stayed with us since then. So thank you. Kahawika.
Thanks, Sally. I don't have a lot to add. I think you've covered all the work that's going on pretty well already, and it's great. I mean, I'm also very grateful to Breath of Life from the last cycles to get to have that connection and to work with you all. I guess just the one thing I would add, which you touched on a bit, is just the importance of all these materials in the CLA archive at Berkeley and in the Bancroft. You know, you mentioned, Sally, that there aren't any speakers right now who grew up with the language, so it really relies a lot on what's been written or what's been recorded. And, you know, Kota just, for whatever reason, did not have many texts that were published. You know, I know there's a little bit from Harrington. There's some resources that were out there, but maybe for some of those reasons you mentioned, Sally, about kind of getting lost in some of the Pomo groups in the area, is kind of overlooked among linguists. And so I think there's something like 5 stories that have ever been published, most of them just a couple pages. So to be able to go from that tiny amount to potentially working with several hundred recordings that Catherine Callahan did, and to have the notes where she recorded them and then went through the materials with another speaker to get like a breakdown of the sentences, like word for word and everything, is like an incredible resource. And I think that's going to be so valuable and open up so much for the community in the future. So it's really, really exciting to get to work on that.
Yeah, and another thing just to note is Catherine Callahan spent 2 summers, 1955 and 1956, on Middletown Rancheria in our old cabin of our family with my great grandmother, and the cabin still stands. It's the only old building left on our rancheria, so it's a treasure. But yeah, and it's close to my heart too, because you know our dictionary was actually created by Catherine Callahan and the work that she did with my great grandmother. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you to the Lake Miwok group. It's like I said in the comments, it looks like a lot of work, and sometimes it feels like the work is never done. But I want to just acknowledge you and to say that I respect everything that you've done, and to thank you for joining us at this Breath of Life. Glad you could be here.
Me
Let's
too.
look at, let's go to, we have the Karuk group, and then I have one more video to share on behalf of the Nisenan. It's 12:11, so I just want to acknowledge that if you do have to sign off, feel free to, but if you are able to stay on and watch the rest of the presentations, we appreciate you being here. We have the Karuk group, and then this video that the Nisenan submitted to share, and then we'll do our acknowledgement and a closing. Let's go turn it over to Crystal and Julian and all.
Ayuki.
Ayuki.
So we ended up with 5 community researchers, and each of those 5 community researchers did their own individual project, but many of them are out
You're really slow.
of ceremony and because of
Something's wrong with your internet.
family gatherings. like. So we've selected a few things to share
Crystal, I can't hear you
from
right.
what everybody made. So I will share my screen now.
Crystal might need to send it to me to share.
Can you hear me, Carly?
Can you? I mean, yes, I can. Yes.
Okay. Good. Am I verbally too?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
You're fine.
Well, I'm coming down off from my scaffolding. It's like I was way up there. So I could hear Crystal sounded like she was underwater.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to try to go on. All right, there. Okay, there we are. Are you okay? So if you put the text, etc., I can do too. I think I'm doing Mamie's.
Julian, did you send me something to share?
I think Crystal was going to post the things, the info. Did she vanish?
I think she. Crystal. Yeah, I think we lost her.
Okay. So Mamie, I don't know. Lynn, do you have it? Does Mamie say you have it? So I don't know. I think we're so scrambled and everything. We'll just let Nancy do hers.
Is it something from Mamie? Because I did receive a project from
Yeah, her. It's Mamie's booklet.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
maybe while I'm pulling that up, Nancy can go.
Yeah.
Nancy?
Am I on?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Ayuki, Hudkitskowita. So the thing that has been motivating me a lot is my basket weaving, and I'm finding that through my teaching of children and other people on the basket weaving, that I am not only helping them weave and helping them with their language, but I'm helping them to love and respect the environment, and to take care of things and to take care of the plants and everything. So I've been doing basketry things for a long time, but things have been were always really simple things, you know, like, you know, the words, you know, the basket words and the basket materials, which are actually very hard. But then I decided to go a step further and to get into things that have to do with the actual making of the baskets and the actual things like peeling and all the actual words that have to do with baskets. So I worked on all the terms with Crystal, and then Julian also edited that, and then we came up with more terms that weren't written in the books, and we put that together. And then we made a bunch of sentences like what we were doing with in our groups. And I found that in Karuk, when you're making sentences, you know, when you're basically working with the noun, you know, your accents and your vowels and everything stay basically the same. Although in Karuk, a noun can become a verb very easily. We found that on one of our things. But so when I started putting together my present progressive sentences, I started seeing that, oh, I'm not following the rules, because when this goes in front of this, the vowel link changes and the accentuation drops to a different part of the word. So so we found that, you know, in making our sentences, it completely changes our whole whole thing that we, you know, have for our correct spelling is not the same when you're doing speech. But so, and then, so I developed a whole unit on basket weaving, but I also made it so that all the other tribes could use it. So I did them. And so then I made these wonderful bingo cards, and they all had to be rescanned and redone and so Kate helped me a lot with that. So they all did all that rescanned and just made pretty, because I had them before, but they were awful and you couldn't read them, and now they're beautiful and all the other tribes can use them, and they'll be fun. Okay. And so that's basically what I worked on. And then I've also been working a little on the Harrington work and reading and looking at that. But that thing is going to be, you know, a couple of year project. It's not going to be something we can do, you know, in one 6-week thing. So I'm going to go through each one of the different construction of basketry among the Karuk that John P. Harrington did, and that's a long-term one. Okay, are you guys ready?
I'm ready with the video.
Ready.
Okay, I think I said plenty.
Okay, I have a video from Mamie.
Oh, okay.
And I have, okay, so here we go.
Ahi. Let's get ready for bed. Starring the Donahue brothers as Tasak, Karumuchas, and his little brother, Jimmy Ikwitayahi. Let's get ready for bed. Tasak muta upip Wuratakari pe asimwesh. Tasak, his mother said, let's get ready for bed. Pishich, first.
Then
Wuratakari pe pikhahesh pamiwu. Let's brush our teeth. Karichas, and then wake wood epak huiwesh pamiav. Let's wash our face. Karichas, and then Jimmy pasas pami asim sanwa. Let's put on our pajamas, our sleeping clothes. Karichas, Wuratakari papikwahesh. Let's read a story, a bedtime story. Ikharamyav Tasak. Good night, Tasak, Karamuchas, and your little brother. Nisi with Wu Nishesh. Sweet dreams. Good night. Kupgan Naganagan. The end.
all right.
Nice.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
Good job, Mamie.
Yeah, she did a really good job. She's way up in the mountains right now doing a kind of a I guess you would say a mountain trading. So anyway, she'll be back online in a couple of weeks, but gone for the time being. The other person that we had was Zoe Asim Chak Chak. Asim Chak Chak Way, that she calls herself now. Asim Chak Chak Pakodi. Asim Chak Chak Way that Chopakodi. And so anyway, but unfortunately I don't have it unless you have it. Crystal, apparently whatever going on, she can't get online. She was going to post these and then we were going to read them, but she did a really nice poem about the sand. She's been composing the words, composing in the language and doing songs and doing poetry and all of that. So it's been really nice. So she's it gives her more license to use the language in ways that you wouldn't normally do, say in everyday speech, but it's kind of makes sense as a poem. It adds more meaning or new layers of meaning and all of that. So, and then the other person is Florine.
There it is.
And, oh, is this it? Oh, there's, okay, so I'll read this real super fast.
Okay.
So you guys hang on to your seats. I'm going to start reading fast. Okay.
We're ready.
Nikiati pai nona kurikan yurastima. So the English is below, so I won't bother to do that. Payuknam kurish ukupapata prihahiti kan yurastima upaschi pahiti. Payuknam apkam wadi. Payuknam kurishu sakri pamitik muk hatik ikokapuhesh. Payuknam kukum tuparihish. Payuknam mayu arch. Paini puruha. Kan ukupat pata taharapu. Ukupapat taharapu. Payuras. Utaharapu hak. Payuknam abakam kurishu kiati patapriha. Yanava. Ibakadahe. Payuknam sakri. Chahahamu. Patapriha posurkam hiti. Pu apun mutihara. Mahon Nara Payuras, I think as the end. So that's it. It gives you the English down below. Lulu had also submitted a prayer that she has composed for her gathering. So I'm not sure that you have that, but all of our language people have been at various states of being involved with the language. Lulu is kind of a very organized, systematic person because she's pretty busy with her job, and so she's really focused when she's doing her language. But she's also does all of this work with herbs and creating salves and all of these different kinds of things that she calls anab, her medicine, mu'anab. And so that's what her focus has been. So it's been really getting her to think about the language around plants. I forget what Florine was doing. I don't know. Do you know, Nancy? I can't recall.
I think was she doing something with 18?
Oh yeah, she did a nice little song. I don't know if you got that song. She did a Ihok flower dance song. Ihok God. She composed, and I'm trying to think of what the words were right now. I can't quite think of it at this point. But she did a really nice song.
Here they are.
Oh, okay. Here's the song. Yeah, here's all the words to it. Here's the what an ihukwan now. What an ihukwan now. That means we're gonna be dancing that. Taitam ihukume. So this really just repeats the first line over multiple times and then does a concluding line with the Taitam ihukume. Yeah, and it looks like she may have even done a second version of the song, but I don't think I heard that version. But as you can see, that's kind of been pretty productive. And like I said, everybody's really kind of motivated. What I would like to do is brag about Zoe a little bit in the fact that, she just graduated from high school she started our language 2 years ago, language class 2 years ago in July, and really got into the language. Her main motive, I guess not main motivation, but according to her mom, was that she had a good teacher, and that was me. So, you know, I don't know, I took my own horn for a second there, but the thing is, she really needed that one-on-one to really develop, and I thought that was really good. So it kind of goes back to the idea of master apprentice, again, where, you know, you work with the person and, you know, and try to keep them one step behind you and just kind of keep pulling them along and pulling them along. And so I think she progressed a long ways because she was able to make a lot of progress going from just learning words, you know, vocabulary words, to creating poetry at a pretty sophisticated level within 2 years. So I thought that was, she's been a very good, and Mamie, along with Mamie, who's been my apprentice for a number of years. So she's really now ready to get into all of the archival materials and all of that for Breath of Life. But also coming as a person who's pretty, has already gained a lot of language experience. So anyway, and Nancy too, she's also, you know, been an inspiration for us all. She's kind of always there for us, no matter what we need. She tries to provide within her means to do so, to keep us motivated, to create events for people to get together so that we can speak and have that communal time. That's a real big step of our community language community building, and so she's real instrumental in that part of it, you know, in the big, I guess, the macro picture. So anyway, and Crystal, you know, who's been she's been somewhat out of the range of internet within the last couple of months, or month or so, and so we haven't heard a lot from her. So it's nice getting her back online too and connected with everyone. Yeah. That's all.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thanks to all the other people that have been up before us. Boy, what an inspirational day this is. I thought I'm just going to plug in for a second and focus on this painting, but I've been listening to every word. I'm not going to turn you guys off.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. Okay. Okay, everyone. So there's the Karuk team, and I know that they get together outside of life and will probably be continuing their work. And it's really inspirational to see how everyone is being so creative with the language this morning, not just from them, but from all of our groups. So the last thing I wanted to share is a video that was submitted on behalf of the Nisenan. If anyone is watching gallery view, you can watch Julian at work. He's working on the mural. So I'm going to share, this is a short video of the final project by Clyde and Steve Prout.
Clyde Yapemni. Hamakane. Steve Yapemni. Nisenan Nimnis. Steve Nisenan. So today, we are going to be doing an introduction in Nisenan and then I'll translate English. Hamakane. Clyde Yapemni. Kabus Mati. Hukumniki. When we put out this recording. Nisenan Kawe. Nisenan. Nisik umum kabut mana ubelena. Kedam kale kedi nisik kupu kawe. Nisik umuk kakima mata kau silhau silhen Robert akan musik. Yang kawe nisik umuk isim kum kabut mana koyote ubelena. Nisik umuk Upale de Rosa de Sakon Winu. English that translates to hello. My name is Clyde. I am the head of Colfax. Welcome to our land. This is Nisenan country. I am Nisenan. Our family is from Kabuzma, Colfax, and Upale, Auburn. This land is our homeland. Our family is called Kakima, Monapa, Prout, Siouxhead, and Gilbert. In ancient times, our family lived in Kabuzma, Koyo, and Upule. And then currently our family lives in Kabuzma, Upule, Roseville, and Sacramento. Thank you. So I just want to thank Breath of Life for the opportunity and the opportunity to work with Sherry. It's been an amazing experience. It's been a great experience. I am so grateful to have learned more of my language and even more of my dialect, and having the opportunity to explore words that my grandma said or what we remembered her saying, and just seeing how different it can be just from one place to the next, but how similar things can be. Sherry's amazing. I'm so grateful to have worked with Sherry and for the opportunity that we've gotten, and to listen to all the presenters, listen to all the presentations and how to break words down. It's been an amazing experience.
Thank you.
So thank you all for everything, and we hope to see you all again next year.
You're muted, Carly.
It says my microphone isn't working. Can you hear me now? Okay, good. What a nice video submitted from the Nisenan. I think they've been to Breath of Life before. Obviously, their first time at virtual. They've worked with Sherry Tatch this past few weeks, and really nice to see all the progress they're making as well. So thank you to them. Thank you to Sherry. All right, I think we're ready to move along to our closing. And before we do that, I would like to give the organizers 30 seconds to a minute to do a round of acknowledgements if you choose to. So I'm looking at you, Eichel's Breath of Life Committee, Andrew, anyone who helped us to organize, if you have any final thoughts before we go into the closing.
I just wanted to thank the people in the Bancroft Library who are not, the workers of the Bancroft Library who are not here, but they've done a tremendous amount of work to get Catherine Callahan's materials available and everything else that comes out of the Bancroft. So thanks to them.
See, I'd like to thank Carly for her incredible job of organizing this whole thing. And you're also a great MC, Carly. That's not a skill that everybody has. So,
Yay, Carly.
Yeah. It's been a wonderful 6 weeks of Saturdays, and I've just been delighted to be seeing everyone's progress. I'm glad that we're all introduced to Zoom now, because it's such a useful tool that I see many of you will continue using. And hope to see you all in person next year, but if not, we'll be back on Zoom again. So thanks.
Was that it then?
You're mute again, Carly.
Maybe Kayla or Deb. I know Kirina had to sign off. Yeah. Deb, Kayla.
I'll just say it's Ehdia, Noftan, good to see everyone, and
thankful to have shared these Saturdays with you all, and that language continues.
Okay, I think we have, obviously we have some chats too going by, also some acknowledgements. I guess for mine, I would like to thank the linguistic partners for all of your help in assisting with the team's ability to make use of the materials. So much work went into this, and so many of you do this on a volunteer basis at the regular Breath of Life, and I know a lot of work goes into it, and I just want to thank you for putting up with us and for again helping us to make virtual Breath of Life work. Thank you to the linguistic partners. Also to Andrew for helping us, advising us on the Breath of Life subcommittee, and helping to coordinate with a team of archivists on the Berkeley side of things.
Yay, Andrew.
Yay, Andrew. Phenosha Boral, she's not on here, but she's a member of our Breath of Life team as well, for also assisting us with the Breath of Life logistics on the Berkeley side. I know she's on here, Zoe Liu. Thank you for helping us put together our Flipgrid. And for those of you who were able to post on that, I really enjoyed looking at all of your 90-second videos. And if you haven't done so yet, you should look into your email for a message from Zoe, where you can go to Flipgrid and record a 90-second introduction and let everyone know all about you, as much as you can fit into 90 seconds. And it really is an enjoyable experience to watch all of the videos. So thank you, Zoe. And
Yay, Zoe.
Yay, Zoe, and to the Breath of Life committee, thank you all for putting in your time, the members of the board, and to for organizing virtual Breath of Life, and kind of keeping me on track as well. And you just have the vision, and I just put it into action. So thank you to people with Breath of Life, the committee. All right, I'd like to encourage everyone to stay in touch with us. We will be adding you to our newsletter, which goes out every month. And I wanted to let the Breath of Life people know that Leanne, you can support me on this one too if I miss something, but we have a video that has been posted in Canvas. So if you go into Canvas, there should be a link, and it was private before, but now it's public, and it's a video on Breath of Life, and some background on how Breath of Life was started and what the services are that it provides. If anybody's paying attention to Julian's video, he's giving you a mural tour.
Oh, great.
Cool.
I could add a little bit about the video.
Go ahead, Leanne.
Although I'd really like to see his video, his mural. Wow. This video was many years in the making. Rick Bacigalupi, I still can't pronounce his name without looking at it. Bacigalupi is the filmmaker, and he's a very talented filmmaker. And he came to Breath of Life many years ago. I don't even know how long that he came, and he started the film then. And there's many people on this film, including including people that aren't that have retired from Breath of Life, but who had helped with the founding of Breath of Life, and then he came back several times, and so what you're seeing is a pretty long video. That's it's not really long, but it encompasses a very long time. And I think it's really quite lovely. So watch it with pleasure. It's still not in the public eye yet. So this is a special allowance by Rick for us to see this film while it's still not out in the public.
Mm-hmm. And the video will be up through the end of the year, through the end of the month, I believe.
Okay, yeah.
Hello, this is Nancy over here. Can you see me?
Yeah.
Anyway, I just wanted to thank everybody for making this idea that we had to do this during these difficult times a reality, and all the tenacious work that Carly and Garrett and Andrew and Kayla and Leanne and everyone did, because I think that even though it looked like, you know, we were going to have to pull back and do nothing, we just did some really fabulous, fantastic work, and I'm very, very proud of you all.
Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you, Nancy.
Yeah, and I'm proud of all the participants for hanging in there with us. Good job to you guys. Round of applause to all of you.
Yay.
Somebody, we have Vince, your acknowledgement, please.
Okay. I'd again just like to thank everybody in the who participated in this new reimagined Breath of Life that we have, and also to share with all of you that this work that we're doing, to know that you're part of a community of like-minded, language-loving people who want to see our languages grow. And as a board member with ICOLS, you know, I know that everybody who's on the board has this same vision in mind, to see our languages grow, to see those old wounds get healed, and to be able to see our languages sustained into the future. And I'll share with you personally, when I first came to Breath of Life in 2012, it was hard for me to share sentences, let alone know how to really correctly string sentences together. And sometimes even just pronouncing words can be, was intimidating back then. But I always took comfort in knowing that the language, it's in our blood, it's in our bodies, it comes from our ancestors. That's something that we inherit from them. And something that I just like to encourage all of you, especially newcomers who are coming for the first time, is to not be afraid. And if you make mistakes, to not beat yourself up over it, to forgive yourself, to allow yourself time, to be patient with yourself, and to just know that because we're working on our languages, you know, our futures are going to be brighter from this. And also we heal some of the damage that's been done in the past, and things get easier for the future generations. And I think that we make our ancestors proud. So even though we're all inside right now in this pandemic, hardship and, you know, changes it's nothing new to us as California Indian people, but we've always adapted and survived. And this is a reminder, you know, seeing our languages over Zoom right now in Breath of Life, about how those things are still taking place even in 2020 in modern times, that adaptation, that ability to adapt and survive and keep things going. We're doing those same things, you know, and that makes me feel proud to be able to see these things happen. One other thing is, again, when I first started, we didn't have a lot of people in our Chochenyo group, but to see how much language was spoken today, you know, 8 years after that initial Breath of Life, is a reminder of how things can grow and heal. So I encourage all of you, just, you know, have that hope, be able to keep speaking, even if you're speaking to yourself in the car, in the shower, speak as much as you can, and language will come and language will heal. Thank you all for participating, and we look forward to seeing you all in the future. And I'd like to again thank Carly for all her work to organize this really exciting conference. So thank you all.
Anahobu, thank you, Vince, for your words. For everyone, I just want to let you know finally that this is not the last you'll be seeing of us. Obviously, we love our surveys, so be looking in your email for a survey to come through and let us know your thoughts. You're also welcome to contact me if you have any additional comments. I've really enjoyed this experience of being with you over Zoom and just seeing everyone's faces. It definitely does not take the place of an in-person Breath of Life, but it's a good supplement. I wanted to also let you know that for those of you in our Master Apprentice program, Leanne and I are doing a set of online trainings, so check your emails for dates for those. And also, Vince and I are planning to co-host a California Indian smoking word, California Indian spoken word event coming up in September. We are shooting for September 22nd, and that will be also a Zoom event with a lineup of speakers, and then also open mic style where you can share songs or stories or just some words. So that will be coming up. And Eichels, because we are planning to take all of our programming to an online platform at least till the end of the year, we are also planning a lineup of live speaker series. So stay in touch so you can be up to date on when we're having those. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Tongva, which I think it was it Virginia who wanted to offer a closing for us today?
Tina, I was going to share a
Okay.
song.
And so Tina will close us out today, and then after that, everyone is welcome to sign out. I will hang on for a bit if anybody wants to hang on and hang out with me and chat. Totally up to you. But this is the end of the Virtual Breath of Life Institute. And I want to also remind everyone today, I'm a fan of looking at what the unofficial national holidays are. Today is the National Day of Relaxation. So I want to remind everyone, take some time for yourself, whether it means logging off, turning off your cell phone, not looking at a screen today, taking a walk, painting, writing some poetry, do something for yourself and take advantage of the day. All right, Tina?
Thank you. So this has been so inspiring, listening to all these beautiful languages being spoken. And I wanted to share a song that I created a few years ago, it's been, I think, 3 years now, when the city of Los Angeles changed Columbus Day to Indigenous Peoples Day. And we had the beautiful opportunity to perform and share some songs. And it was just so beautiful to see all these Native people in the crowd, people who have been invisible for so long, and they were standing there with pride. So I was really inspired to create the song. And I'll give you the English words, and then we can close with the Tongva words in the song. So it says, the wind speaks, listen, the wind speaks. Native people rise, Native people stand, respectable Native people. Our existence is beautiful. Always walk tall, Native people rise. And it goes like this. Ahiken Shishinamok, Ahiken Shishinamok, Ohua Nanak Wanme, Tarahat Hekamok, Tarahat Karuk Mok, Tarahat Shashavem, Eyoharin Hatokura, Horura Tankamok, Tarahat Kahohekamok. Let Native people rise and always stand proud. Thank you so much.
Yotwa, Yotwa.
Yotoa.